All right, listen, thank you so much for coming out today, and I want to thank the folks in the biking community that are here with me today who have brought to my attention a situation that they're very concerned about and I'm very concerned about, and I wanted to brief you on that just a little bit today. As you know, the United States Forest Service is conducting a forest plan revision process for the Cibola National Forest, and it's scheduled to have a determination sometime in the summer of 2017. And the city believes it's an important discussion to have. In fact, we're signing an MOU with the Forest Service to be able to participate in that. And I want to make sure that I point out that the city and the Forest Service do have a long history of cooperation dating back decades, certainly including back to the days where the Elena Gallegos land purchase was executed back in the 1980s. And our combined efforts led to the acquisition of what would ultimately become the Sandia Mountain Wilderness and the city's subsequent retention of the Elena Gallegos and the Albert G. Sims Open Space Park. This long history of cooperation extends to the essentially seamless management of these forest city lands, and that's something that we're very proud of in the city of Albuquerque. And it extends into the Sandia foothills north and south of Elena Gallegos and of our open space lands within the Elena Gallegos area. Recreational uses and public enjoyment of these areas contribute significantly to the quality of life for us in Albuquerque and our city residents. And with the potential of these lands being designated as wilderness, this recreation use is actually in jeopardy, and that concerns me as a mayor greatly. So today I sent a letter to the U.S. Forest Service to express our concerns about the consideration of lands that may be incorporated into the Sandia Mountain Wilderness north of I-25 and east of Tramway. As you know, we're in an area where we do have wilderness areas close to us already. Nobody's saying that those are inappropriate, but what we're saying is that these areas that may be under consideration east of Tramway and north of I-40 would seriously jeopardize the quality of life for our citizens. These areas already have an extensive and a popular and a very functional biking trail system, and some of the individuals behind me today were the ones that called me to express concern about this. If the Forest Service designates these specific lands as wilderness areas, that will for all intents and purposes remove the mountain bicycling and cut off the connections from our open space lands. And the reason for that is that the Wilderness Act of 1964 does not allow mountain biking in wilderness areas. So what that would essentially mean is that if someone's going to use these areas, they would have to get off their bicycle and walk their bicycle, in some cases more than a mile, to try to get to the trail systems, and that eventually chokes it off for the citizens of Albuquerque. So wilderness designation for this land, as I said, would almost completely eliminate bicycling from key areas of the Sandia foothills, or at the least force riders to compact themselves into a very small area of open space. And this action would have, I think, a potentially severe impact on economic opportunity for Albuquerque, because we are known, if anything, we are known as a great outdoor city. We are known as a great city for recreation, and we have several designations that I think it would put in danger. Albuquerque is one of the fittest cities in America, and that has been judged by many, many groups around the country. We're one of the 10 best cities for active families, according to Outdoor Magazine. We're one of the top 10 mountain bike cities in North America by singletrack.com. So the fact is, we're a healthy place. We're a place that loves our open spaces. We've spent decades acquiring and accumulating open space areas. We have no problem with wilderness areas per se, but as the Forest Service looks at this, we are simply urging them quickly and efficiently take these areas that surround these biking areas off the list of areas that might be designated as wilderness, because if that does happen, what will happen is it will impact significantly our quality of life in Albuquerque, and it could hurt us economically as well from a fitness and wellness standpoint. So as always, our staff has already been in contact with the Forest Service. We've reached out to them and we've let them know that we're willing to sit down and work on this, but we want to make it known very early on in this process that we don't think designating some of these areas right around Elena Gallegos as wilderness is going to be something that's in the best interest of the city of Albuquerque and our citizens.